Tucked away in the heart of Southeast Asia, the Philippines is a dazzling gem of culture, color, and natural wonder. With more than 7,000 islands lined with white sand beaches and crystal-clear waters stretching endlessly to the horizon, it's easy to see why this tropical haven captures the world's imagination. But beyond its postcard-perfect beauty lies a nation that's quickly turning heads for another reason: its booming economy. In fact, the Philippines is now one of Asia's rising economic stars, backed by some of the highest foreign reserves among emerging markets. Economists and investors alike are taking notice, asking the same question: what's fueling this remarkable growth? The answer lies in strong fundamentals and smart strategy. Despite global headwinds, the Philippines has managed to stay on course, pushing forward with reforms, attracting investment, and building the momentum needed to keep its economy thriving. There's still work to do, of course, but the direction is clear: growth, resilience, and opportunity. According to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, BSP, as of end October 2025, the Philippines' gross international reserves, GIR, the country's primary financial buffer against external shocks, reached $109.7 billion. While this figure remains far below the towering reserves of regional powerhouses like Japan and China, it is still considered robust. The BSP notes that this level of reserves is enough to cover 7.3 months of imports of goods, services, and primary income, and provides coverage of about 3.7 times the nation's short-term external debt. These reserves consist of foreign-denominated securities, foreign exchange holdings, gold, valued at about $16.9 billion, and other assets. This strong reserve position helps stabilize the peso, maintain investor confidence, and safeguard the country's credit ratings, which remain several notches above investment grade despite global economic headwinds. To put that in perspective, the BSP notes that the Philippines' reserves can cover a full 7 months of imports, more than double the international benchmark of 3 months. That's a powerful signal of strength and confidence. Back in 2016, reserves were only $82.4 billion, which means the country's financial cushion has expanded significantly in less than a decade. What truly sets the Philippines apart isn't just the size of its reserves. It's how well prepared the nation is to handle global shocks. Despite concerns over foreign debt, these reserves act as a solid shield, keeping the economy secure and steady. Data from the World Bank backs this up. The Philippines leads its Southeast Asian peers with roughly 10 months of total reserves in terms of imports, compared to Thailand's 9 and Vietnam's 4. That kind of coverage shows just how capable the country is of weathering global downturns. Even more impressive, as of 2021, the Philippines' foreign reserves exceed its external debt by over 102%, outpacing both Vietnam and Indonesia. This not only boosts investor confidence, but also strengthens the country's reputation in global credit markets. That strength hasn't gone unnoticed. Credit rating agency Standard & Poor's gives the Philippines a BB+ rating, a mark of reliability that surpasses even some newly industrialized nations like South Africa, Mexico, and Brazil. Simply put, the Philippines' solid reserve position is the backbone of its stability, fueling confidence, attracting investors, and empowering growth. Inflation is moderating, economic signals are turning positive, and the outlook for the next few years is promising. Still, one key challenge remains: infrastructure. To keep pace with fast-growing neighbors like Vietnam and Indonesia, the Philippines needs to continue investing in roads, ports, energy, and digital systems that can power its next wave of growth. The story of the Philippines is one of resilience and ambition, a nation rising stronger, steadier, and ready to take its place among Asia's most dynamic economies. It's fascinating to see how the Philippines continues to thrive, even while battling a massive trade deficit. In 2022 alone, the country's trade gap topped $50 billion, meaning it imported far more than it exported. Yet, against all odds, the economy still beat every expectation, even those set by major international financial institutions. That imbalance isn't new. The Philippines has faced trade deficits for years. But what's truly remarkable is how the overall balance of payments remains positive, proving that the nation's financial pulse is strong and steady. Looking ahead, the Philippines' economy is projected to grow at around 5.5 to 6.0% for 2025, maintaining a solid trajectory despite global uncertainties. While this pace is slightly slower than the exceptional rebound seen in 2022, which marked the country's fastest expansion since 1976, the outlook remains promising. So, how does an economy with a massive trade deficit still build its foreign reserves? The answer lies in the country's dynamic economic ecosystem, where multiple sources of income flow in and strengthen its financial foundation. Despite global headwinds, from rising prices to higher interest rates, the Philippine economy continues to impress. Consumers have tightened their belts, yet resilience remains the defining story. Even with challenges, a 6.4% growth rate tells the world one thing: the Philippines knows how to stand strong. A key part of this resilience comes from the booming business process outsourcing BPO industry, a global force in customer service, IT support, and data management. In 2022, this sector generated a remarkable $36.9 billion in revenue, up more than 10% from the previous year. On another front, millions of overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, continue to fuel the nation's growth. In 2022, they sent home $36.1 billion, a 7.2% jump from 2021. These remittances are more than just numbers. They're lifelines that support families, drive consumption, and help offset the trade deficit by bringing in much-needed foreign exchange. Meanwhile, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, BSP, has remained laser-focused on keeping the economy steady. Through disciplined monetary policy and smart reserve management, it has strengthened the peso and maintained investor confidence. As of August 31st, 2023, the country's gross international reserves stood tall at $99.8 billion, enough to cover 7.4 months of imports, far exceeding the global standard of 3 months. This robust reserve position isn't just a safety net, it's a shield against global shocks and a magnet for investors seeking stability and opportunity. Now, even with expectations that the trade deficit may widen in 2023, thanks to higher global commodity prices and a weaker peso, the BSP remains confident. Strong inflows from the BPO sector and OFW remittances are expected to keep the country's balance of payments in the green. The Philippines, after all, has always thrived in the face of challenge. Perched within the Pacific Ring of Fire and along the South China Sea, this archipelago of over 7,000 islands is not only rich in culture and spirit, but also in natural resources and biodiversity. The World Bank estimates that these natural endowments contribute nearly 2% to the nation's GDP, with gold, nickel, chromium, and marble among its prized assets. In fact, the Philippines produces about 5% of the world's nickel, a critical mineral for electric vehicles and renewable technology. Every administration faces its own set of economic challenges. But this moment, right now, feels different. There's a sense of momentum, a collective belief that this is the Philippines' time to rise. The government's new approach emphasizes public-private partnerships, PPPs, to accelerate infrastructure development and link key regions for greater efficiency and opportunity. With over 190 ready-to-launch infrastructure projects in the pipeline, the future looks promising. And with a firm push toward clean energy, solar, wind, and beyond, The country is not just aiming for growth, but for sustainable progress. Strategically positioned between Asia's powerhouses, China, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam, the Philippines stands as a vital economic and geopolitical hub in the region. Resilient, resourceful, and ready, the nation is writing its next great chapter on the global stage. The Philippines continues to rise as one of Southeast Asia's most dynamic economies. And much of that success comes from its powerful network of global partnerships. As a proud member of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, the country attracts billions in foreign direct investments that fuel growth, create jobs, and strengthen its global presence. These partnerships don't just boost the economy, they also enhance the Philippines' diplomatic influence, helping to promote peace, stability, and cooperation across the region. Combined with its strategic location, growing industries, and investor-friendly environment, the Philippines is fast becoming one of Asia's most promising economic players. As of 2023, Japan stands as the Philippines' top foreign investor, committing more than 20.36 billion pesos in investments, a clear vote of confidence in the nation's long-term potential. Meanwhile, in the broader landscape of global trade, China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, continues to reshape international cooperation through infrastructure and investment. By joining this ambitious project, the Philippines signaled its commitment to global collaboration, balancing strong ties with both Eastern and Western powers. Rather than choosing sides, the Philippines has taken a strategic middle path, building bridges with all major economies. And this approach has paid off. One clear example: the country's global workforce. Millions of overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, contribute not just their skills, but also their hard-earned earnings to the nation's economy. Every year, billions of dollars in remittances flow back home, fueling local businesses, uplifting families, and driving economic growth. These remittances now account for a major share of the country's GDP, proving how vital global connections are to the Philippines' financial resilience. But getting here wasn't easy. The Philippines' journey toward the economic strength has been full of challenges. Back in the 1990s, the country faced severe financial instability, shrinking reserves, and mounting deficits. It was during the Aquino and Ramos administrations that bold reforms began to reshape the nation's economic landscape. They pushed for greater flexibility, opened markets, and reduced government interference in key sectors, setting the stage for a more competitive and stable economy. Those foundational policies still pay off today. Fast forward to the present, and the Philippines continues to make impressive strides. The country now ranks 78th globally in passport strength, allowing Filipinos to travel more freely across the world. In the past fiscal year alone, the economy grew 4.4%, showcasing resilience amid global uncertainties. According to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the Philippines' nominal GDP reached a solid $440.9 billion in 2023. As a newly industrialized nation, the service sector dominates, accounting for over 61% of GDP, with tourism alone contributing 5.2%. These numbers highlight not just growth, but economic diversification and global competitiveness. Strong exports, robust trade partnerships, and consistent foreign investments have fortified the nation's reserves. Meanwhile, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas continues to uphold sound monetary policies and fiscal discipline, earning global confidence and reinforcing the country's financial stability. Together, these forces paint a powerful picture: a nation with a strong foundation, a clear vision, and unstoppable momentum. The Philippines isn't just participating in the global economy, it's shaping it. And that's why the world is watching. If you found this story insightful and want to explore more about the Philippines' economic rise and global partnerships, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update.